Hello, how are you today? Hi, welcome to JaniceHopkins.com, and guess what? I have another story. I have my book, Story from My Collection, and this one is entitled Time, 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 Time. I am recording time from the spirit realm, because time is a treasure of the King. So I want to introduce time to you, at least the way I see it. Ready? Let's go. Time. Let me show you how easy it is to tell a lie. Every day I catch myself either saying, "Oh, time is flying," or, "My goodness, time is dragging." See, like I said, every day I lie. The funny thing is, I never realized just how much of a lie those statements really are, until one day I took time to actually consider time. Have you ever considered time? If you have, I'm sure you know that it is impossible for time to fly or drag. My personal time aha moment politely exposed a recognizable truth. Time, without a doubt, is absolute. For we can all acknowledge that there are 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and 7 days in a week. Absolute, right? It is also common understanding that there are 12 months in a year, 10 years in a decade, and 100 years in a century. Again, absolute, right? Now, this rotation of time appears to be a never-ending cycle of perfect, unchangeable truth. Time is always on time. It never arrives early, nor does it lag behind. Instead, it moves consistently, unapologetic, uninterrupted, and fearlessly without wavering. Time is even, for there are 24 hours in a day, balanced, 12 hours of AM and 12 hours of PM. But what I find most interesting about time is its faithfulness. But faithful to whom? What being is powerful enough to rule time? Is there anything or anyone that time will bow down and surrender to? In the beginning of time, what power put time into motion and set it on its course to travel effortlessly without ever pausing to take a break? Time. I once thought death stops time. Not true. People, places, and things have and will perish, but time continues to run. Do you realize that each second of every day is brand new? Under no circumstances whatsoever have a single second ever repeated itself. Amazing. However, through the longevity of time, we have developed the ability to record a matter and replay the images and the stories we not only tell but pass down from generations to generations. But realize and recognize this information isn't new. Merely copies of what has already occurred somewhere back in time. I have asked myself, now I ask you, who can explain tomorrow that has not yet arrived? Is there insight of that information? Can anyone place a spy in the future to expose her agenda? Because, like it or not, tomorrow has a scheduled appointment, and time will usher it in flawlessly without hesitation. Which opens the door for yet another question. Who among us can say positively, I will be here to witness the tomorrow created by time? Because although time is absolute in its reality, it is unequal in distribution. We are not blind to this truth. The number of seconds, minutes, days, and or years assigned to each individual is uneven and uncertain by design. Death is like a thief in the night. Some say it comes without warning. I do know that there is an appointment to break through into this realm of time, your birth date. And there is also an appointment to break out of this realm of time, your death date. And time has consistently revealed that we shall experience both life and death in this realm of time. The good book speaks of time. I read in 2 Peter 3 and 8, there is a huge difference between the invisible spirit realm and the visible natural earthly realm when it comes to the measurement of time. Do you know that one day to the Lord is 1,000 years to mankind? 1 to 1,000. Ooh. That's how you balance that scale. 1 to 1,000. Wow. I also found an interesting story in the book of Joshua. It goes like this. Joshua was in battle with his enemies and kicking their butts, might I add. But the brother was running out of time. Nightfall without mercy was approaching on time. Now, way back in the day, they hadn't invented electricity or generators, so night light from street lights were out of the question. There was either pitch black nights or I can see days. Now, the dilemma Joshua faced was the sun was going to sleep on schedule, and his assignment was incomplete. Ooh. Thank goodness being a servant of the Most High God comes with perks. One particular benefit Joshua understood and used to his advantage was the ability to speak into the atmosphere faithful words of authority. Racing against time, Joshua said, "Sun, be silent and stand still at Gibeon, and you, moon, in the valley of Ajalon." Lo and behold, the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the nation took vengeance upon their enemies. Yes, the good book stated the sun stood still in the midst of the heavens and did not hasten to go down for about a whole day. There was no day like it before or since when the Lord heard the voice of man and paused time. Ooh. For the Lord fought for Israel. God and Joshua joined forces by combining God's authority with Joshua's spoken words of faith mingled with his marching forward actions to accomplish a shared goal of defeating Israel's enemies. For me, this story implies that God is the master of time. Why? Well, because this is the only time that I have heard of time pausing from a consistent, precise, scheduled course. Not only did Joshua succeed over his enemies, but for me this story serves as a backdrop for a deeper purpose. In my opinion, it reveals to generations past, present, and to come that God has unlimited power even over time. Running out of time, I have come to this conclusion. Truth can be found in simplicity. For time is neither flying nor dragging. Without a doubt, time is absolute, perfect, excellent, and on point. Which is an eye-opening clue for me to use my portion of time wisely. Because during my research on time, I observed three main groups of individuals. Starting with group 3, I noticed that they planned their time skillfully. Cautious of, they account for every minute of the day. Because they are driven and fueled by structure, they find it hard to shift when faced with unexpected circumstances. The other group, Group 1, well, they are the complete opposite of Group 3. They move throughout their day with no plans in place whatsoever. Without consideration, they continuously waste time, insensitive or ignorant of time's true value. These individuals constantly tell themselves directly or indirectly, I have plenty of time. And sometimes they actually do. But it is sad to wake up one day and wonder if your time has passed. Therefore, Group 1, be on the lookout for procrastination, because it will tie down without mercy if given the opportunity. The last group I observed, Group 2, the combination group. Like Group 3, they plan their time, but not as skillfully. And although they dislike waste, Group 2 can appear to be insensitive to time's true value, since they shift when necessary from a scheduled course to accomplish a more positive outcome. The benefit of this characteristic is it opens the door for compassion in the midst of a structured routine. So I stood in front of the mirror to judge myself. Janice, if asked to give an account of your time, would the report state that I am a positive, productive time manager, or will I receive a negative, unprofitable stamp of disapproval? And if I discovered that I am indeed a poor time manager, is there time to change negative habits into prosperous accomplishments? Wait a minute. What kind of silly question is that? Sure, there is. Because everyone knows as long as there is life, hope exists. With that being said, I must start my transformation immediately. For I have heard some say, tomorrow is not promised to me. What about you? Thank you. Time. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to JaniceHopkins.com, the She Said What website. See you again with more stories from my collection of memories.